I know my beard looks a mess. I know. I need to go get it trimmed. I was gonna go get my haircut this weekend. My whole head look a mess. But I just hate getting my hair cut. I love how I look after a haircut. I just hate the process. Like having to get in the car, drive up there, sit in the chair. I hate doing all that, you know. But I'm going to get it cut in a couple of days. So don't pay this no mind. You know, in all honesty, I loved this season. I really did. I enjoyed the season. Could it be because it was some new women, right? Who we were getting to know, possibly? Were they arguing about something that, like, my thing is this: when it comes to Housewives, in my head, I believe that it should be what this season was about, like rich, wealthy women, wealthy women, sitting around arguing over stuff that's kind of trivial, right? We're gonna argue about cheese. We really ain't got no issues, right? We got kids, we got a man, we got money, we got access, we got resources, maybe a little bit of power, but we really ain't got no issues. So what we gonna argue about? Cheese, you know? I think what's happened, and I think a lot of y'all don't want to admit this, that y'all don't like Housewives no more unless it has to do with a big scandal. If it ain't on some type of Erica Girardi, Tim Girardi, Jen Shaw, right? Portia accusing Todd and Candy Burris of what she, you know what I'm saying? I feel like then y'all don't like y'all swear y'all don't want no dark seasons, but girl, y'all be wanting dark seasons. um, this reunion, girl, quiet as it's kept. They could have really did a Q&A and girl posted it on their Bravo page. Girl, we didn't need this reunion. There's no shade. Or they could have made it one part. You know, I felt like Uber was trying. Jessel clocked in for a little bit. Aaron came in, girl, acting like a Karen. When I thought it was genius that Uber called her Kerin. Girl, I was like, come on, Karen. I watched the reunion. It was cute parts here and there. And then when I went back to rewatch it to take some notes, I was like, I can't do this. I was in her like I can't. Girl, I'm all on Saks, girl. Saks outfits, looking at these shoes to see if they went down. If they dropped the price, they didn't, so I got off. Went to Saks Fifth. I was on Saks Outfit, and then I went to Saks Fifth. Um, .com to see if they had some over there. Girl, I couldn't afford nothing, so I got off there. Um, and so I was just like, and then I was like, I'm over here online shopping or browsing, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I was like, girl, I'm watching HGTV. So I started watching HGTV. Girl, let's just talk about the reunion, girl. I'm gonna try to make this as entertaining as possible. Let's see what I can. Let me see if I can go into my bag. Okay. Mm. Ugh. 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 Let me stretch. Oh, all right. So Karen, it was a text message, some text messages that were shown between Uber and Aaron. Girl, I guess Uber. You know what happens is after the season, the girls watch the show and then they watch the confessionals. They see the conversations that are taking place with other folks, and then girl, we're mad all over again. So even if we made up, girl, we not made up no more. All right. The fashions, we already talked about the fashions. I have to be honest. I think when I gave my fashion review, I was so disgusted and disappointed in Jenna Lyons that I took it out on everybody else. Because once I looked at everybody, the only two people that really I felt like just kind of threw on something that they could have worn like to the club was Jenna and Aaron. Aaron looked like she could have been sitting on the couch with Real Housewives of Orange County or Beverly Hills. You know, they really don't put too much into their looks when it comes to the reunion. Brienne, I just didn't like Brienne's dress, but at least she did dress up for the reunion. You see what I'm saying? I did not tell y'all that Brienne looked like a pilgrim, and when she said she was going for a pilgrim look, I told y'all Brienne looked like a pilgrim. Girl, she remixed the pilgrim outfit. I thought Sai looked the best. Sai looked amazing. I liked her whole get up, hair was right, makeup was right, dress was right, shoes was right. I liked it. I thought she looked the best. Uber didn't look bad. Uber looked nice. Jessel looked nice, but yeah, it really wasn't everybody else. It really was Jenna. When I saw those jeans, when I saw those Levi's, and y'all know I love me a pair of Levi's, but when I saw them Levi's, girl, I just didn't know if I was coming or going. I didn't know what was going on. I said, girl, nobody's expecting. I don't think anybody is expecting Jenna Lyons to come out with a big ball gown on. No. Jenna could have put on a nasty pantsuit. Jenna could have put on a nasty jumpsuit, right? A nasty girl, just something nasty. A pencil skirt. I don't know. Girl, a long skirt. Girl, I don't know. Jenna, it was ways to give the Jenna Lyons chic look, girl. But them jeans, that's lazy, tied and through. I don't care what nobody say. That's lazy. Jenna girl, if you're gonna be the fashion girl, you're gonna have to show us that even though you may not dress like the other girls and be all Cinderella-ish, girl, I can still give you a 1-2 in my own way. You see what I'm saying? I thought it would have been sickening if she just would have came out with a pantsuit on. If Jenna would have came out with just a pantsuit and a tie, I thought that would have been sickening for the reunion. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, you know, Andy goes around, and then Uber, he gets to Uber. Uber a little long-winded like me. Shout out to Uber. We both long-winded. Girl. Uber starts out by telling the girls basically, I love y'all. So whatever come out of my mouth, just realize she didn't say this, but Uber told them, I just want to start by saying I love everybody. In my head, what she was saying was, girl, we about to get into some mess. Girl, whatever come out of my mouth, please forgive me. I love you, girl. But girl, I feel like somebody told Uber, girl, your job is on the line. Because Uber came in hot. I'm coming in hot, 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 hot. Girl, Uber came in hot. Okay? Aaron. This is what I feel like Aaron has done. I feel like Aaron and Sai have both read the comments. I feel like Aaron and Sai have watched YouTubers' reviews. I feel like Aaron and Sai have both went down to Twitter and girl, they saw the people were not feeling them, especially Sai. And I feel like Aaron and Sai both came in on some, oh my God, girl, I'm gonna have to switch it up just a little bit. That's what I feel. I feel like Uber turned it up. I feel like Jessel felt empowered by the viewers because Jessel is a fan favorite. I've been telling y'all about Jessel, girl. Anyways, I feel like Jessel felt empowered. I feel like Brienne said, girl, I feel like Brienne, out of everybody, I feel like the person who probably came across as the most authentic was Jenna. Cause we're gonna say Jenna don't need to be there. Jenna can go, y'all. Y'all know I go up for Jenna Lyons. But Jenna not no good housewife. She's not. She's just not. And that's okay, because Jenna is great at other stuff. Jenna's just not a great housewife. In real life, I think Jenna is that girl. In real life, Jenna is someone who I would want to know. Right? But as a housewife, Jenna is not that great. No, she's not great. Jenna can go. Why is Jenna here? I feel like at one point also, because they know that Jenna is also, even though Jenna is boring, people go up for Jenna, right? I felt like at one point, everybody on the cast was kissing Jenna's ass. Girl, at one point I was like, girl, what is this a Jenna? Girl, I guess this is a Jenna fucking Zion show. Okay? Because I'm telling, if you watch the review, it came across as, oh my God, you're so this, you're so that. Oh my God, you're great, and you're this, and it's kind of like, girl, y'all was saying that the other day. I said, "Oh, okay, y'all, okay, y'all, okay, y'all want to get some cool points by attaching yourself to now who y'all know is also one of the fan favorites, which is Jenna Lyons." Um, they asked her about Frederick. You know, Frederick from Million. I used to watch that show all the time. Millionaire, Million Dollar Listing. I believe is what it's called. You know, he was on New York and then he went to L.A. Anyway, I think he left the show. And then she said he's just how he is on TV. And then Uber says, unlike Jenna. I said, oh, now let's get into it. Okay. So Uber says that's basically Jenna, who Jenna portrays on TV, like this scared little girl, right? Basically, is not who Jenna is in real life. I have been saying that I don't believe it either. A part of me just listen to what I'm about to say. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Jenna basically says that in this group, she has no power. At work, she has the power. Once Jenna started talking, I was like, oh, I think I kind of get what Jenna is saying. Because I've been on Jenna's ass too. Because the way that Jenna comes across, I'm still gonna be on her ass. Because the way that Jenna comes across is I'm just like, I don't know, like this. Clearly, Jenna is that girl. I've never heard of Jenna Lyons, but clearly Jenna was just in Paris the other day taking pictures of Usher and all the other girls and boys. Hello? So people clearly know who Jenna is. They all know who Jenna was. So it does come across like, girl, everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows the power that you have, right? Everybody knows what doors you can open. But then you come over here and it's like, oh my God, oh my God. No, like you're so wonderful. No, I'm not, oh no. Just, and it's like, girl, it's like no tea, no shade. Just listen to what I'm about to say. For women, I believe that y'all have it hard, right? And I feel like even if you move the same way that a man does, people are automatically gonna say that you act like you probably move like a bitch. Even Beyonce done told y'all before that, girl, sometimes you gotta be a bitch in business. It's hard for me to believe that Jenna Lyons has gotten to the place that she is professionally without having to be a little assertive, a little aggressive, right? Because she is a woman. And people sometimes run over women when it comes to, the professional environment. We know how this goes. So that's why it was hard for me to connect with Jenna on how she was acting with the group because it's like, girl, I just don't think you. I feel like deep down, Jenna, if Jenna needed to go there, she could because, girl, look where you are. Look where you're at professionally, girl. You didn't get to where you're at just by being this quiet, kind of like stand in the background kind of girl, right? But then Jenna says that the difference is professionally, she has the power. In this group, girl ain't got no power. So when she said that, I was like, okay. Jenna is basically saying, I'm humbling myself in this environment because I know I can't come over here pulling the same stunts and shows that I could probably pull over here at J. Crew or whatever else. Over here, girl, I'm pretty much kind of like it's an even playing field. Over there, girl, I am the playing field. Hello? So I got it to a certain degree, but I also still hate that Jenna still comes across as this kind of like, oh, no, you're great. No, you're awesome. You're awesome. It's kind of like, girl, I get it. You want to come across as someone who's humble, but girl, don't play in our faces like that no more, Jenna Lyons. Um, Aaron starts crying. I think it was 9 minutes and 2 seconds into the show. She started talking about she had a hard summer. I said, girl, I hate to sound like an asshole. I feel like Aaron was trying to pull a stunt in the show to get some of the viewers on her side. I do. Girl, you already crying 9 minutes into the episode? Now I know they have probably already talked probably 30 minutes prior. But girl, what I'm saying, it's still too early. Girl, y'all already dropping tears. I said, oh my God. Jenna basically says that girl, she was in charge of of her brothers and sisters. Her dad was away at work. She would have to take care of everybody. That's why she's so. That's why she has such a type A personality. She says her and Gabe were just playing. Basically, they would not swing. I think that Jenna. I think that Aaron is telling a bold faced lie. I think that the based off that conversation that they had at the table with David and Si, I think that Aaron and Abe were 100% girl telling the truth. I think that now Aaron and Abe may be a little embarrassed that they got on TV saying that they was gonna swing, and so they just said, "Girl, we just gonna say we were just playing." But I think they were 100% telling the truth. Here we go, girl. Here go Aaron, girl. Now she in the comment section. Okay. The sponsorship. Here we go again, Aaron, in the comment section. Um, Girl, I didn't think it was a big deal. I wish Aaron would have told Jessel and Bryn and everybody else, okay, girl, my anniversary was a big deal. The people said that they were going to wanted to sponsor me, being that I was on this show and I had a platform, and so that's what it was. You mad? You mad or not? Okay, that's what you should have said. But of course, Aaron started backpedaling, talking about I know some people don't like it, so maybe I won't do it again. And girl, we don't care, Aaron. Um, they start arguing about the cheese, right? And who said what, and if Sai really said what Aaron said, she said. Uber said, "Fuck all this shit, girl. Fuck that. Let's talk about how y'all three. I don't know who the three was. Girl, let's talk about how y'all three didn't want Jenna on the show." I said, "Ooh, here go Andy talking about that's a side bomb." This is what I don't like about Andy, and this is what they do a horrible job in. One, you could tell that Andy really doesn't have as much say in the show anymore. I hate that everybody puts it on Andy because I don't think Andy got that much power like he used to have. But even if he does, Andy, like, girl, what? We're not moving on. Hold up. What you say? You said they don't. You said they didn't want Jenna on the show. Why did they want Jenna on the show? Who is those three? Because I think Uber said those three. Who are those three? And why didn't y'all? And why didn't they want Uber on? I mean, why didn't they want Jenna on the show? That should have been a whole another conversation. But they just skipped on by that. And then Aaron was like, "Okay, girl, whatever." No, we gonna reverse. Rewind, okay? Rewind. Shout out to Missy Elliott. Jenna's mother died 4 weeks before filming. So she was still kind of, even though I think her and her mother had their issues. I don't think I think her mother was mentally ill. I can't remember what she said her mother had, but I think her mother was mentally ill, or diagnosed with. Um, but her mother knew that she wasn't, I guess, the best mother that she could be. Um, and I think it still hurts Jenna because that's her mother. Um, she basically tries to make sure she's a good mother. I thought it was a good question that Brian asked when, like, basically, you didn't get the love from your mother. Is it weird giving it to your kid? I thought that was a good question. Jenna says that she likes when her son says that she's a good mom and she's doing a great job. Because I ain't got no kids, but I can get how, especially if you come from an environment that's not loving and caring and all that stuff, how you could be kind of fucked up in the head because you don't know if you're doing the right stuff. Sai basically says she runs from her feelings. She says it doesn't affect her parenting though. She says, "I'm broken on the inside. I want everyone to look at me and feel happiness and positivity, and I mask it with humor." Andy said, "Are you successful at that?" She said, "I am." When I say everybody look like, girl, Ty, you're not successful. Ty, baby, I'm gonna need you to step out. I'm gonna need you to watch what we watching. one. Okay. The thing about these TV shows, about these reality TV stars, is that girl, they have the chance to see how they really are. Like I get to watch myself, how I talk to people. Like Jessel said, how she interacts with her husband. Like I may need to change up that. I can see why people think I'm an asshole. I can see why people think I talk too much, right? I can see why X, Y, and Z. Like, side baby, you clearly didn't watch the show because nothing landed. Ty, you don't come across as someone who's funny. I don't think I laughed at one. I don't think I laughed one time at Ty. You don't come across as someone who is this positive person. You just don't. So I don't know what the hell Ty talking about, but no. If Brian were to say, I try to be positive, I would be like, she does. If Brian was to say, girl, I want people to look at me and feel happiness, that would make sense coming from Brian. Because Brian is always happy, upbeat, positive, right? Side baby, it's not landing because it wasn't happening. And that's why everybody was looking at you like you was crazy. I was looking at you like you was crazy. Um they talk about Jenna being the most transparent. I mean, this is the thing. It's a difference between them being transparent with us and being transparent with each other. So like when we talk about Jenna Lyons, we knew the stuff that Jenna was going through because either Jenna told us in her confessional or she told us having conversation, but we knew, right? The thing is, I think this is what it is. They didn't feel like Jenna was being transparent because Jenna was not trauma bonding with them, aka Cy and Brian. You see how Cy and Brian, they base their friendship off of trauma bonding, and now that the trauma bonding is over, they can't stand each other. Hello? That's why you should not go into friendships trauma bonding with people. So I feel like because Jenna was not on some you girl, let me bond with you and over our trauma, right? And she was just like, girl, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. You know, they didn't want to hear it because they didn't think it was as deep as what they had going on or what they were saying. But Jenna was transparent. To me, you ain't got to come into a season telling all your business, but give us enough to know who we talking about, right? Girl, stretch it out. If you want to keep your, I would say stretch it out over some seasons, right? So Jenna came in and told us that she was married. I think didn't she say she was married? I know she was married, a boyfriend, and girlfriend. I can't remember. Anyway, she had a relationship, had a son. Now she's a lesbian. She worked for J. Crew. Now she got other jobs going on. She got her skin disease. She talked about her teeth, right? Girl, she showed us her teeth, right? She talked about her mother. We saw her brother. So Jenna was transparent, right? And then I think if she came back next season, she could let us in a little bit more. And then the next season after that, let us in. That's how it should go, right? You ain't gotta just come in telling all your business. But I feel like because Jenna wasn't really going there with Brian and Cy with their matching their stories, that they don't want to hear anything that she had to say. I put they all kissing Jenna's ass. Oh, they talk about Jenna in the gifts. Cy was right. I don't give a damn if you like gifts or not. If every time I come around you handing me gifts, I will question it too. I don't give a damn if you giving me, girl, a Rolex every time. I would be like, girl, why is every time I come around this bitch is giving me a gift? Like, thank you, girl, but it's like it can't. I can see how that could be a. Oh, I skipped on something. Oh no, I didn't. I can see how that could be a problem. Um, how someone would have questions. Jenna basically said, "Girl, don't flatter you." Jenna basically said, "Don't flatter yourselves, girl. I pulled that shit out the closet. It's not like I made money from it. It was in my closet, and I think because this is Jenna's first time hanging around girls, right? Doing this girlfriend thing. I think Jenna was probably nervous, and so Jenna was like, "Girl, what can I do?" Right? I'm probably gonna come across as someone who's kind of weird. That's why I'm thinking Jenna thinking in her head, you know. So what can I do? So girl, let me just give them some gifts. That's what I think Jenna was doing. And I think Cy, who I would have been like, girl, why every time I come, it's one thing for you to be, oh, thank you, girl. Then I come, oh, thank you, girl. Oh, okay, thank you, girl. Like, girl, why every time I come around, she giving me a gift? I'm sorry, Cy wasn't wrong to me in my opinion. Um, Uber was still with the man in Connecticut. He's private. I get it. The thing is, you can't make people come onto the show. You can't. I don't know if that should that be a deal breaker. Now that I think about it, probably not. She can't make you can't make if you can't make the people coming to the show. I might change my mind next week, girl. I don't know. Sigh. Oh, Sigh. They talk about Sigh telling Uber's business. Listen, Sigh, you told it. Bryn was being messy, and Uber learned a lesson. That's what I put. Uber, you learned a lesson not to tell your business to nobody if you don't want none of these hoes to know. I mean, none of these heifers to know. Girl, um, Bryn, you was being messy, point blank, period. Inside, you was being messy too, and your ass was really trying to protect David because you didn't want David to come across as a sexist on TV. That's why you hurried up and said, "Girl, Bryn." That's why you said, "Uber, girl, Uber, all right, girl. She got a man. She good. Don't let her work you up." That's all that was about. Brian starts crying because Sai apologizes, but girl, they fall back out later on in the episode. um, Listen, Sai and Aaron were not wrong for the conversations that they were having. Girl, we're gonna call a thing a thing, and y'all know Jessel is my girl. While yes, it can come across as insensitive and mean, and some people will say disrespectful and tacky to talk about somebody's marriage. The truth is, I think a lot of people wants to see when the season first started. I think we were all scratching our heads like, girl, you ain't fucked your man in 2 years. Now that don't mean he ain't fucked somebody, but girl, you ain't had sex in 2 years, right? And now he's talking about going to Vietnam. Hold on, huh? So we're not gonna sit here and act like what Sai and Aaron and the conversation that they had was not a realistic thing. Because if you were part of a friend group and you found out one of the girls hadn't had sex with her man in 2 years, and girl, possibly he don't wear a wedding ring, which don't mean shit. And then on top of that, he's going to Vietnam, girl. You will start scratching your head too, like. And I wish Aaron and Sai just would have said that, girl. Listen, the truth is, while yes, it comes across as tacky, I was having a kiki moment with my girlfriend. You talking about not having sex with your husband for 2 years. He's flying out of the country, or he don't wear a wedding ring, girl. I think anybody would start talking about 1+1 =3. Hello? You ain't even gotta be no messy bitch to sit here and say that what Aaron and Sai said wasn't too far fetched from the truth. And Sai was also right too. It does come across sometimes that Jessel and Pavitt don't have that connection, and maybe it is also true what Jessel said because we were we. It comes across as though we're friends because we actually are friends. You see what I'm saying? So multiple things can be true at the same time. Um, did y'all hear what Brian told Si? I can't hear you. I can't hear you all the way down there. I will say, girl. I said, well, Brian, girl, you have to sit beside Andy. Girl, don't see no shame. Girl, that would have landed, girl. It would have landed better if she was sitting beside Andy. But the simple fact that, girl, you in the middle. Girl, you gotta keep her. You gotta keep her the golden chair, girl. So just to let the girls know she working her way down. Girl, she told Aaron, girl, don't worry, I'm about to get to side ass too. Um, Brian brings up Sai going around telling people she was a slut. I don't know, girl. That's some shit that Brian heard. Sai said she ain't never said it. Y'all see how quick Sai lied though and said she didn't know what Brian did for work. And Brian was like, "Girl, stop it, girl. I closed a deal for you for Avino. Was it Avino's baby?" And she was like, "That was back in 2017. It doesn't matter when the fuck it was, Sai. You trying to act like you don't know what Brian does when you know what Brian does because you and Brian have done business together. Girl, what?" The girls will try to act like you don't that they don't know what you're doing now, girl. On the other hand, girl, how many times have I said in my reviews, what the fuck do Brian do? Because girl, out of everybody on the show, we done saw We done saw Aaron work. We done saw Jessel work. We done saw Uber work. We done saw Sai work. Who else? We done saw Jenna work. The only person we ain't seen work is girl Miss Brian. Okay. So I think we all been trying to figure out what the fuck do Brian do. Because Brian ain't sent an email. She ain't made a phone call. Brian either drinking, she playing chess, she at the bookstore. Okay. Girl, flirt with somebody's man. Just a moving to NYC. Listen, this is the thing. Okay. And I know some of y'all gonna say I'm taking up for Justin, but I feel like what I'm saying is the truth if you just listen to what I'm about to say. One thing I did forget, and it's my fault, is Jessel did live in New York City. Jessel lived in New York for 10 years, right? She told us that tonight, or she probably told us throughout the season. Jessel lived in New York. She moved to LA, then she moved to Dallas, and then she moved back to New York a year and a half ago. And that was around the time they started, I guess, revamping the show. A part of me believes that Jessel is not telling the truth and Jessel is lying. That part of the reason she moved back to New York is because she heard that they were about to revamp the show. I'm not saying that was the reason, but I think that played a part in her moving back. Okay. Somebody was saying online that Jessel was supposed to be on Real Housewives of Dallas. I don't know how true that was. So it's not. So basically, it's not too far fetched because the people already knew who Jessel was, anyways. But Real Housewives of Dallas on the way. Or I don't know. They may do what Miami did and come back 8 years later, or however long it was. It's not far fetched for Jessel to have lived in New York for 10 years and still don't know about Tribeca. Let me just give you an example. I've lived in Houston since 2001. Houston is the fourth largest city in the country. New York is the largest in the country. I can tell you shit about what happened in the Woodlands. I can't tell you shit about what happened on the north side. I can't tell you nothing about Missouri City, Sugarland, Pearland, girl, none of the other girl surrounding cities, Katy, none of them, right? So I could see how if Jessel lives on one side of town, she couldn't tell you about Tribeca, even though she lived in New York for 10 years. Because bitch, I've been here since 2001 and this is 2024, and I couldn't tell you about a lot of shit in Houston. Once you live in your side of town, girl, that's your side of town. So I might say, oh girl, yeah, I heard the Woodlands was up and coming, and then somebody be like, girl, bitch, the Woodlands been up and coming. What the fuck? Okay. It still doesn't take away from the fact that Jessel clearly has connections because Jessel had a party and Jessel had all the who's who at her goddamn house. So even with Jessel moving back a year and a half ago, girl, clearly Jessel still has some connections because girl, we saw Vogue and all types of Amazon people all up and through Jessel's house. I think that some people want to get mad at Jessel, like, oh, you like it's not the Who's Born in New York City Housewives. It's girl, the Housewives of New York City. And and this is for me too. We can't get caught up into these girl who because if that's the case, girl, most of the people girl who Potomac shouldn't be around. Hello? Atlanta shouldn't be around because them girls be living in girl Decatur and Duluth, whatever it's called. I'm just saying, granted, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. How many people live in Beverly Hills? Hello. It is what it is. I wish that Jessel just would have said that, girl. Listen, I did hear that they were casting for the show, and that was part of the reason. But even if I didn't make the show, I still was going to move back. But that kind of gave me the extra. Oh, maybe we should make that move back to New York, right? Because multiple things can exist at the same time. Anyways, that's it. All right, y'all. That's it. This review is actually longer than what I thought it was going to be. Y'all know I can talk my ass off. All right. Bye, y'all.